This is 2 Minute Tuesday with MFF. Today we're going to talk about 5-year planning. This might seem like an odd one, but a few weeks back, I got cornered by one of my bosses and asked what was my 5-year plan and what did it look like. And at the time, I did not have one, and I was not prepared to have that discussion. So I have spent the last few weeks reflecting on that, and I wanted to share the process with you as it's been really helpful for me. With this 5-year plan thought and exercise, I want you to think about 3 different categories, which are personal, professional, and financial. From the personal standpoint, there's all kinds of questions that you can ask yourself. Where do I want to live in 5 years? If you're early on in your career, you might be thinking, I'd like to be, do you want to have kids and settle down? Would you like to get married, buy your first home? There's all kinds of personal questions that you can ask here. Do you want to have a dog in 5 years? Would you like to have a farm? Things that, are very family oriented. If you're older, you might be thinking, what are my kids going to need in 5 years? What are my parents going to need in 5 years because they're going to be aging and potentially need some more things, more support from us. So there's all kinds of questions there, and personal definitely plays a big part in your decisions over the long term. Now, from the professional standpoint, again, there's a multitude of questions that you can ask yourself. Do you want to stay in the same organization, in the same career track, and progress there? Do you want to try on a different organization for size? Do you want to try some problem solving in different areas or pursue a different sector? Maybe you want to go from being in for-profit, give non-profit a try. Maybe you've been working in government and you want to check out the private sector. Maybe you've been an individual contributor and now you want to lead a team, or vice versa. You've been leading a team, but you really enjoy being in the trenches and you'd like to find something that would allow for you to do that and have fun that way. You can think about, what are some of the benefits that would be really important to you? Who do you want to work for? Is there another person or organization that you'd like to go explore because you think you might be able to get better executive support for career progression? Maybe you're thinking in terms of, how can I, increase my compensation as best possible? Or maybe you're just looking for an organization that's gonna, pay for your MBA or your graduate level degree. So there's all kinds of questions that you can ask there. And another question kind of bridges both the personal and professional is if you're in a relationship, you might be thinking about taking turns on who's, gonna really pursue their career and then the other side supporting. I know a number of people that have taken turns in terms of going after really strong career aspirations while their spouse or significant other was supporting them. And if that's been the case for a while and you've kind of found a comfortable spot, it might be time to consider over the next 5 years, is it my turn or their turn to take a turn being in that support role so that I can get after it or they can really get after it in their career. In terms of the financial piece, you can go crazy here. Do you want to buy a house? Do you want to pay off some credit card debt? Do you want to begin investing more aggressively? There's so many things that you can do there, but you should be asking a lot of questions. 5 years is a lot of time. You can accomplish a lot there. Maybe it's just increasing your savings. Maybe it's fully taking advantage of the retirement package at work. It could be buying a rental property so you're starting to develop some passive income, or maybe it's just really pay attention to saving for college for your kids. But again, financial, a big one as well. So take some time, go through the process, ask yourself these questions, write it down, and then I'd also encourage you to take the time to ask people some questions as you're trying to figure out your path. You can ask your siblings, your colleagues, you can ask your spouse, you can talk with your boss, you can talk with a teacher. For me, it was really helpful to talk with some of my friends that are more advanced in their careers and have a lot of experience that really shed a lot of insight for me. So going through the process, you do a lot of the questions and then talking with other people, and then you hopefully will end up with some sort of plan. Maybe not concrete, might be a little vague, but you have something to aim at. And then you can start to reverse engineer the plan and think about what you can take for steps to get there. Obviously, it can change over time, but it's a great exercise and reflection to go through. And hopefully, This will help you prepare for when somebody asks you, where do you see yourself in the future? Or your boss comes to you and says, hey, what's your 5-year plan? And you'll look like a rock star, unlike me, who was unprepared and caught off guard. I hope you enjoyed the exercise. We'll look forward to seeing you at our next 2 Minute Tuesday.